just that.
He's
so good for Curry, though.
The commission handed down discipline from that melee that followed the Conor McGregor Khabib Nurmagomedov fight at UFC 229 in October. Nurmagomedov won the fight, then left the octagon, jumped into McGregor's corner to fight a member of his team. McGregor tried to leave the octagon, but he was restrained and fought two members of Khabib's team in the octagon. So here's the fallout. Khabib handed a 9-month suspension and a $500,000 fine, which he can reduce to 6 months by participating in an anti-bullying campaign. McGregor got 6 months and $50,000. The suspensions are retroactive to the day of the fight, October 6th, and will be upheld outside the state of Nevada, as all commissioners, including the UFC, will respect the commission's decision. Two members of Khabib's team who entered the octagon were fined and suspended for a full year. And look who's here, UFC President Dana White.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Right,
good day.
What was your general reaction to the news from the Athletic Commission?
I was obviously surprised by how much they put on Khabib. He got $500,000 and 6 months if he does some PSAs. What he did was wrong, but he jumped out. We had the whole thing contained in seconds, and I don't know. It was a little harsh in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Obviously, this was good for business. It was the highest selling pay-per-view card for UFC ever.
And it's one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time.
Right. But how do you balance that, which obviously a factor was all the shenanigans even beforehand with the bus and Conor McGregor. How do you balance that, the intensity that you want from an event of this magnitude that brings in casual fans, with keeping it from becoming a circus?
Well, here's the thing. It's a fight. At the end of the day, it's a fight. And sometimes you come across people that don't like each other.
Right.
And there's a lot of bad blood. And that was the case in this fight. This is what we do. This is the fight business. These guys are talking about fighters saying mean things to each other and all this other stuff. If you break it down and you go back to when Ali fought Frazier, and you look at the times and when that happened, the stuff that he said about Frazier and was saying to Frazier was horrible.
Yep.
Horrible things that you didn't say to somebody else back then.
John Jones has a fight coming up March 2nd against Anthony Smith in Las Vegas. The Athletic Commission also on Tuesday granted him a 1-fight temporary license to fight. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, well, what they want to do is they're going to give him a temporary license and they're going to keep drug testing him until his next fight. I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he does it. He's one of the best ever, maybe the greatest ever, and he's fun to watch fight. So hopefully he can keep his personal life together and pass these tests and continue to cement his legacy in the sport.
Meanwhile, we have a UFC fight card coming up Saturday on ESPN Plus from Brazil. And I understand there's a very unique environment. The fans are very passionate about MMA. Can you describe that? I've heard about the chanting and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially Jose Aldo is the co-main event and an incredible fight on that card. And he's one of the big superstars in Brazil. So the fans are super passionate. Tons of chanting. It's always Brazil versus the world, and it's a very cool, fun environment to be in if you're a fight fan.
Hey, Dana, good seeing you.
Pleasure.
All
Thank you.